Hi, I'm Becky Gillespie. For me, cooking well actually comes down to just a few key skills. So what I'm going to show you today, I think, would be the #1 place to start. How to use your knife. Good knife skills. So, the 4 things I'm going to show you are the fastest and most efficient way of cutting an onion, how to make perfect and fine julienne strips, how to use your knife in a rocking motion for chopping things like herbs, and how to mash using your knife, and I'll do that by making a garlic and ginger paste. So the products I'm using today to show my knife skills. Firstly, this board from Epicurean. It's quite a cool backstory about these boards. They're made in the USA, and the company actually used to make skateboard parks. So what happened was they had all these offcuts from the skateboard parks, and they wanted something to do with them. So they thought, let's try making some kitchenware. So it turns out that this particular material was perfect for kitchenware. And the reason why is it's a non-porous material. That means it's naturally antibacterial. And the best thing about using this cutting board, I think, it won't damage your knife. So you can use it as hard as you like and it won't dull your knife blade. So yeah, I love this board by Epicurean. The other product I'm using today is a Global chef's knife. Global is one of the most popular knife brands in Australia, and the reason for that is because it functions so well. It's got a sleek design. I actually have used this knife myself for 6 years, and I got it on my wedding registry. I knew I wanted a Global knife for the design, and also what I've found since using it is how sharp it is. It rarely needs sharpening. And it's made from one long continuous material, meaning it's very easy to clean up afterwards. I think it performs really well. First thing I'm going to show you is the best way to chop an onion. So you take your onion and you want to cut straight through the root like this. Okay, and then you look at your onion and depending on how old it is, peel back 1 or 2 layers. Then just simply chop off the root and the tip there. And then you want to make incisions straight down the onion, like this, okay? Then hold your onion together and make some incisions going this way, just 2, it's fine. You see, and now you just pull the knife down, and you see what that is doing? It creates perfectly even pieces of onion, so these are going to cook in the same amount of time, and they just look neat and tidy as well. Now I'm going to show you how to make perfectly fine julienne strips. I've got some ginger here. So I've taken the skin off of this piece of ginger. Now it's important when you julienne that you start with a flat edge. So if you need to, cut a little bit off of what you're julienning so that you have this flat edge, otherwise it will roll around and be dangerous. Then what you do is take your knife and cut fine strips across like that. Then all you do is line up your strips, line them up, and then you cut across like this, very finely again. So you see what I'm left with, perfectly fine strips of ginger. So next I'm going to show you how to use your knife in a rocking motion for cutting things like herbs. So you take your knife and you just chop off the stems, and you start by making big broad cuts like this, then bring the herbs together. Now you hold your knife here on the actual blade of the knife just below, and so you can see how that brings you a nice rocking motion with your knife. Now you scrape the herbs back and do it again. I'm using my other hand as a guide and then bringing the herbs together and going back the other way. Bring them together, go back the other way. You see they're getting fine quite quickly, and now it's done. Finally, I'm going to show you how to mash using your knife, and I'm going to do so by making a garlic paste. So you take the garlic skins off by putting the flat edge of the blade over them and just squashing down. Then you see the skin comes off extremely easily. So I'm going to cut the garlic as we did before using the rocking motion. And now I'm going to grab some salt. The salt acts as an abrasive. So you pour some salt over the top. And now use the blunt edge of your knife again, the flat side, and you're just gonna mash the garlic into the salt. Again, keep moving it back and so you take the blunt edge and you squash the garlic, and the salt acts as the perfect abrasive. It's just easily creating this garlic paste now. A few more times. Now you can use your garlic paste with the ginger, the coriander, the onion that we've done today. This makes the perfect base for Thai or Indian curries. But of course it makes it a lot easier if you've got your global knife and your Epicurean cutting board. And you can easily buy these at everten.com.au.